Okay, we've had plenty of theory there about databases, entities, relationship, fields, records, attributes, properties, etc., etc., etc. But let's actually use one of these database management systems. Okay, and we're going to use a particular version called phpMyAdmin. Okay, and let's use it on your server. So we just go and you just have your email from root at handy, so you have the username password. So I am on mysql05.comp.dkit.ie, and you notice when you type it in, you just get phpMyAdmin being added on automatically. Okay, now what we did last semester is we just went and logged in like that. Hopefully you remember that. Okay, we don't need that just for the moment. We will over the next few weeks. So let's just go to phpMyAdmin, and then you just log in as normal. Okay, so yours is going to be D009999, whatever it is. Okay, make sure you have a capital D. Mine is, that's mine there, and then my password. Okay, and when we get in here, let's get familiar with this. Okay, here is our DBMS. Okay, it's a particular version of MySQL called phpMyAdmin. Okay, here's a server here, and it's just called localhost. Okay, and what you'll find down here is you'll have information schema. There are two databases set up. Okay, one is called information schema. We don't have to worry about all that. It's just basically saying what's set up in phpMyAdmin. But then this one here is where we're interested in. Okay, you will have D00 whatever, capital D00 in here. So this is where you're going to be working. This is where I'm going to be working. Okay, so what's going on in here? Let's just try and get our bearings here. Okay, first of all, if I want to log out, I just click on that little symbol underneath the capital M there, the little arrow. Okay, and that brings me out again, and you should get in the habit of doing that. Okay, let's go back in again and go to my database here, McGinn or D00 for you. Notice it's coming up there. Okay, and what we see in here is we see all these tables here. Okay, so I have all these tables set up here. But what we're going to use is what I'm going to do here is I am going to import. Okay, and what am I going to import? I am going to import the house cell CertProg.sql. Okay, so I'm going to insert that. Notice there's a CertProg2. You're going to have that on your resources. We'll do that in the next video. We'll look at the differences between them. Okay, so house cell CertProg.sql here disappearing there. Okay, so in a second I'm going to just press the go button then. But before we do that, let's actually look at what is in house cell CertProg. Okay, before we do anything else. So let's first of all look at the word create. Create table product 2. Okay, create table customer 2, and then create table comment 2. Okay, so these are the three tables used by the house cell example. Okay, and notice the names are kind of different from the screenshot on the home page of house cell. It's just called product 2. And there's a 2 at the end of them. Okay, and the reason for that is that I've already got comment, customer, and product in here already. Okay, so I want to keep those in there because I already have that client server website up and running, so that will only work if I have those tables in there. So I am going to import. Okay, so I'm going to click go, and what we will find is comment 2 is in here, customer 2 table is in here, and product 2. Okay, so they're all in here, and if you notice over here, you're getting this sort of light green background. Okay, and this is actually an SQL command here. Okay, so create table, create product 2, insert into product 2, create table 2, insert into create customer 2 table, insert into customer 2 table, and then create table comment 2, insert into table comment 2. Okay, so we've got 6 SQL commands have happened there, 3 create tables and 3 insert intos each of those tables. Okay, let's have a look at the code before we do anything else. Try and get our head around it. Okay, product 2, what have we got here? Product ID int not null, product name varchar default null. Okay, so these are all empty basically, but the product ID will not be empty. Okay, and I'm setting that as primary key. Now just a wee word on the syntax. If you notice the bracket here, create table product 2, inside the set of brackets I have all my properties or attributes or fields. Okay, they're all in there. What's the name of the field? What type of date is it? How many characters can it be? And in terms of is it null or not allowed? Okay, and notice at the end of all these I have a comma. Okay, that's very important. Okay, and then notice the last entry before the quotate or before the brackets close, I'm saying primary key, and it has to be something in here. It has to be a field I've already created, and notice it's in ordinary brackets. Notice there's no comma at the end of it. And then we say in our DB engine, that just means we can connect these tables together. We can have relationships between them. Default character set Latin 1. That's just going in there, won't worry too much about it. And then we have a semicolon after it. Okay, so just notice that. And then what I want to do is I want to insert records into this table. Okay, so I've created this table. It's created, but there's no records. I'm inserting then. So what I do there is I have all of the fields there. Okay, product ID, that is an int, so I don't need a quotation mark around it. Okay, product name is a varchar. I do need quotation mark around it. Okay, and similarly for image name, product description, product price, yeah, anyway, I have quotation mark around it. Okay, and then finally quantity in stock 55 is an int. Okay, now notice what I'm doing here. Insert into, okay, and then I've got all the field names, the word values, space, and then I've got a set of brackets for each record. Okay, so that is a record going in. That is one product, comma, second product, comma, third product, and so on. Okay, so just be aware of that. We get down to the very end. Okay, notice at the very end we have a semicolon after the last one. Okay, similarly for the next table, customer 2. Okay, customer ID is going to be a primary key. Customer when joined, that's new here. This time it's timestamp, not null. Okay, I don't want it to be empty, and I want the current time, okay, to be inserted. And then if I update, I want the current time to be in there already. Okay, there's just a bit more fields than there are before. Okay, primary key is going to be customer ID. Notice it's in brackets there. Customer ID has to be in the same table. No comma after it. And then the same engine InnoDB char set Latin 1. And notice semicolon at the end. Okay, and then I'm going to insert records in here. Okay, so 1, 2, how many commas have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, 13 commas, that means 14 pieces of information. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, sorry, how many pieces of information here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 pieces of information, sorry. The number of fields in the brackets must match the number of different pieces of data in here. That's really important. Okay, so I'm putting 3 records in here, and notice the last record here has a semicolon at the end of it. Okay, and then the third table, create table comment 2. Comment ID is a primary key. Okay, product ID is a foreign key. How do I do that? Okay, I say what its name is, and then I have to say where is that foreign key used as a primary key. Okay, in the product 2 table, and it's called product ID in there. So notice the foreign key name should be the same as the primary key name, essentially. And then similarly for customer ID is a foreign key here. Where does it come from? Customer 2 table, where it's a primary key, also called customer_ID. This is the last line inside the brackets for create table, so there's no comma at the end of it, and the usual carry on with InnoDB, charset Latin, semicolon at the end. Okay, and then we're inserting in here, check that the number of fields here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so the number of entries per record equals the number of fields. Okay, that's really important. Okay, so if we just come back here and at the database level, what we can do then is we come over here and go into the designer. Okay, what we see is an awful mess here. Okay, let's be straight about it, because these are all my tables. But okay, I'm just going to move all these away, and what you should see there is product 2 needs to be connecting to there's customer 2. Okay, customer 2 and product 2 are both connecting to comment 2. So here we go here. Okay, so we have it here now. So I'll just move all these out of the way. Okay, so these are all my database tables. Let's move product 2 over there. Let's put comment 2 here, and let's put customer here. Okay, sorry, but it's a little bit messy, but this is the problem where we're kind of limited to one database in phpMyAdmin, in MySQL 0, whatever. Okay, so just look at what's happening here. Here we have customer 2. Okay, here's the primary key for it, and this is being used as a foreign key in comment 2. Okay, and then product ID, you can see the big circle, semicircle starts at a different field here. Okay, is use a foreign key based on the primary key from product 2. Okay, so this is what's called the entity relationship diagram between these 3 tables. Okay, so we've got 3 things of interest, we've got 3 tables, we've got 3 entities, we've got 2 relationships between them. They are both one-to-many relationships. Okay, so comment 2 is a linked table. It's using 2 primary keys from 2 other tables as foreign keys in here. Okay, you notice the key symbol there, okay, which denotes a primary key, and then this hash symbol means integer fields, and these are foreign keys from the other 2 tables. Okay, so let's look at a different way when we automatically generate the in the next video, automatically generate the primary key values.